me. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hey. Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations. We are going to get some more into DevOps. How is everyone doing today? Welcome your car. Welcome Raw Juice and Herbs, aka Alexis. Today is Sunday, August 18th, 2024. We are in it to win it. I am feeling very, very festive because I saw some, we're going to have to celebrate a little bit, right? I have two things to celebrate today, but we're going to get to that. I also have to have, some tough conversations today as well, but, it is what it is. It is, the thing is, right? You have to take your emotions out of it, because you can celebrate with people in one spot and then you can have tough conversations with other people in another spot, because, hey, everyone has to be on point. We don't, your car, how do we say it? We don't miss, right? You can't run it up if you're missing. So we'll get into that. So first and foremost, let's get into it. Let's get into our agenda, and then I'm going to read the chat, and then we're going to celebrate, and then we shall go from there. All right. We're going to be talking about microservices. We're going to be talking about, we're going to continue going through some DevOps, some Docker commands like we did last Sunday. So with that being said, let's get into it. So first and foremost, like I always like to do, I want to say thank you to all of the subscribers who are helping us grow, the ones who just signed up, who are continuing to sign up, who are finding value in everything that we do, the ones that we've had for a while, the ones who subscribed last week, Thursday, joined the coaching group on Saturday or Sunday, and now they are off to the races. Shout out to all the subscribers. I appreciate you all, and a big salute to all of the tech savages. Yes, the tech savages, and I'll throw in there as well. Shout out to the tech pookies as well. Hashtag tech pookies in the building. But the tech savages, those are the tech barbarians. Those are the tech prodigy, the technical explorers. Everyone who joins the Patreon for free. All you guys are well appreciated. The tech mercenaries, those YouTube members who support the channel, who help us grow. And of course, never forget the bag chasers. Yes, the bag chasers always.
Money.
So at the end of the day, we are all chasing that bag because we want to be successful in everything that we put our hard-earned time into. Our time is so important. Our time is so important. So whatever you put your time into, you want it to be a success. All right. And that is my goal for everyone that I communicate with, everyone that I come into contact with. I want you to think, how can I be successful? And if you are successful, well, how can I be more successful? That's my thoughts. All right. So shout out to you all. Shout out to you all. And with that being said, if you haven't done so already, do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, help us grow, send it to a friend who needs this amazing tech information. Maybe you are at a spot where you're not too happy with what you're doing and you want to make a change. Well, hopefully this channel can offer you some perspective, some guidance, some information on what it would take to change and the pros and the cons of making that change. So let me know, but please share it with a friend, help us grow, like the video, all that good stuff. All right. And if you are ready to get some exclusive information that you will not find anywhere, I mean, you might find it, but it won't be as good as the information that I bring out, the sprint reviews that I offer for free. We actually have after tonight, or after this show, I'm going to be doing Scrum Night with the Tech Barbarians, and that's going to be recorded for next Sunday. I can make that available to everyone who is a member of the Patreon. Free member of the Patreon, you get this, you get the sprint review. Paid member, you get the Scrum Night. If you're a Tech Barbarian, you get to participate in the Scrum Night as well. All right, so techcoachralph.dev, check it out. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's in the description. It will be circulating in the chat throughout the afternoon. So like I'm giving you free content. I am giving you free content that I have not seen anybody give you that type of content in their Patreon. All right, there's some great Patreons, right? But this one I am giving you actual sprint reviews, meetings, the things that we discuss, and that's for free. That's for free, right? So check it out, techcoachralph.dev. All right. So, and the content that's coming out, we have last week I uploaded the sprint review from August 4th and the full Scrum Night as well. Tomorrow I'm going to be dropping how to prepare for certifications. So if you're looking to get your certification in maybe cybersecurity, maybe in cloud type stuff like AWS, Azure, things like that. I talk about how can you prepare for those certifications. I share one in the video. I share one main tip, and then in the description I have like some other tips. But one main tip that will help you prepare for your certifications. All right. So definitely want to check that out. techcoachralph.dev. So let's jump into our show schedules. Let's start off with our live show. All right. So Saturday mornings, my favorite day of the week, my favorite show of the week, my favorite show. You would think that one of these tech shows would be my favorite show, but no. My favorite show is Saturday mornings. And I call that unofficially, it is the Mitch and Yakar show, but officially it's called the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate. And that's where we review the weekly economic numbers, how our economy is doing, the job layoffs and stuff like that. Yesterday, we reviewed about some the proposed economic policy, about like stopping price gouging and stuff like that. And then we reviewed like the consumer price index, the producer price index, how much producers are paying to get their materials, how much things are costing at the store, the jobless claims, and we did a bunch of stuff. Very, very fun. You definitely want to check that out. That is the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show, weekly economic numbers review. And then we have our morning shows, Mondays and Wednesday morning. That's Coffee and Kata, where we are reviewing some news stories early in the morning with a cup of coffee, and then we do some mobile development. Last week we uploaded the updated version of the app to the Google Play Store to meet some requirements from Google. We're going to look into that some more tomorrow and maybe push that to production. So that's our morning shows. And then tomorrow, probably going to be starting off at 7:30-ish, 7:45. We can have a meeting early in the morning, so we'll take care of that. And then we'll get onto our live stream. Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We are working on DevOps. So today we are working on DevOps, continuing with that. We're going to get some more into Docker, look at some Docker commands. I'll end up pulling up one of my Docker files so we can go through it so you can understand what it is. And then we can also look from we can look at the one from the repo if we get that far. A lot of stuff going on. And then we have our Tuesday night shows. That is our Q&A show where you can call in, you can ask a question in the chat. You can send me an email if you want, right? Or whatever you want to do to ask a question. We had a couple of call-ins 2 weeks ago. It was super, super fun to talk to someone on the air. But yeah, you can send and also source questions as well. So that is Tuesday nights. And then Thursday nights, we have software explorations. Last Thursday night, I built my AI clone, right? That was so fun. This coming Thursday, we'll probably continue with Jenkins, with Docker to run the Playwright scripts locally. But yeah, it was super fun. Maybe during a break today, we'll pull up the AI clone and we'll have a conversation with it. I had a couple of people try it out and speak to it. They're like, "What in the world is this?" But it was very fun stuff. Very cool. All right, so that is our live shows. Shout out to the live shows. I'm torn by the way, right? Because I love going live and interacting with the chat and stuff like that. But I love the pre-recorded content as well. When I get to be part of the chat, then I get to watch myself on playback and I get to interact with the chat. So our pre-recorded content. Mondays, we have candid conversations. This past Monday, I spoke about why it is so important, so essential that you would separate yourself. Separate yourself from the crowd. Be your own person, right? Make your own decisions. I would rather, and I'm gonna put a poll up. Let me put a poll up because I'm really curious about this, right? I need this. Let me see. Let me go to the chat. Let me go to because I really want to put this poll up here. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let's go to, or where's the poll? Let's start a poll. Would you rather be brainwashed or gaslighted? And we'll go with brainwashed, gaslighted. All right, there goes the poll, right? There goes the poll. So I got the poll up. Would you rather be brainwashed or gaslighted? All right, gaslit. I don't know. Is it gaslit? Is it gaslight? I don't know. Whatever it is, but that's what I want to know. Which one do you choose? Would you rather be brainwashed or gaslit? Right. You have to pick. You have to pick one. Your car. There is no way out of it. You have to pick one. All right. Because either way, one way or the other, one of them is going to happen. All right. So you can't. Your car. It is what it is. All right. So we have, all right. So let's go through the show. Let's go through the agenda. Right. So we have, I'll check on it in a little bit. So we have separate yourself, right? Separate yourself from the crowd, be your own person, have your own mind. Don't just follow along and don't just get along to get along. Right. So this week, tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about preparing yourself for success. I think a lot of times that we fail ourselves, we fail the people who are close to us in preparing for success, and then it just ends up being the same cycle over and over and over again. All right. So that's Mondays, candid conversations. Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. Last week, we did an intro to DevOps. This week, I want to do what do DevOps engineers actually do? Because I think last week it was very conceptual, kind of fluffy, but if there are DevOps engineers, what exactly do they do? So I want to get into that and also talk about are they really that much in demand? I don't know. So we're going to look into that. Are DevOps engineers in demand? That's part of the thing we're going to be answering. And then we have Fridays, the bug bite. And this past Friday, we talked about Delta suing Microsoft and CrowdStrike for the outage that happened. Somehow Microsoft got part of the blame. And then this week, we're going to be talking about the billions of social security numbers leaked online after a cybersecurity breach. So that is our our pre-recorded content, but we also have additional content that we release throughout the week, especially definitely the clips from the Q&A show, trying to get some more clips out there on a regular basis, working with the video editor, my video editor, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit as well. But yeah, trying to get all of that situated on having a release schedule and what videos to release at when and stuff like that. Trying to, provide a lot more value because there are so many great things that would happen in the live stream, but it's not easy for people to catch a live stream and to go back and watch it. So trying to clip up the different things that we do so that that information can get out and that everyone can enjoy in the success. All right. So with that being said, that is our pre-recorded content, our live shows, and our thank yous to everyone who subscribe and share and support the channel. All right.
Let's get it.
So now, guess what time it is? Guess what time it is? It is time to celebrate. So what are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? So a couple of things that we're going to celebrate, right? First and foremost, what I want to celebrate is a friend of mine approached me a couple of weeks ago while I was out of town, and sent me a message like, "Hey, do you have a video editor that could edit some video?" And I was like, "Okay, what type of video it is?" So they described it and stuff like that, and I was like, "Well, I'm thinking to myself, right? I'm like, well." My video editor, aka my wife, she's been editing the Q&A clip, the videos for me, and I was like, I wonder if she would want to take this on. And by me wondering if she wants to take it on, it's pretty much going to be like, well, I want you to try this and see how it is. Do you like it? Are you able to do it? Things like that. So it's not like, do you want to? It's like, give it a try, because here's what happens a lot of times, right? I'm going to tell you this, right? Is when you approach somebody, hey, do you want to try this? And because they're new to it, they're not sure. They're like, oh, I don't know. So that's why for me, I'm like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Give it a try, see how it is. And if you have any questions, let's figure it out. Let's work through it. So with that being said, she's been working on it for like a week and a half now. And she showed it to me today. And I was like, what? That is awesome. That is super awesome. Impressive. So we're just putting the finishing touches on it, going to send back the sample to get some feedback, but I was proud. So the first celebration.
We the best. Let's get it. They ain't believing us.
And we top it off with a
Hey.
All right. So that is the first celebration of the night. Shout out to my wife and her video editing skills, because this video is much different than the clips of the Q&A show and stuff like that. So that was a very new field for her to video editing for her to do, but she crushed it. So hopefully we'll be able to show it to you guys soon. But I was very proud, very proud. All right. The next celebration that we have is to Raw Juice and Herbs, aka Alexis G, in the chat. So just about 20-30 minutes ago, in the app, and we're going to pull it up too. We're going to pull it up on the page, but brand new into tech and quality assurance, and has pushed, she's merged her first pull request into the main branch, which led to deploying the application. I haven't even looked it up yet, right? So we are going to, because we just updated the UI. It used to be gray. Now it's a new color, so we're actually gonna pull it up together, and then I will check the chat, and then we will get to work. All right, so let me make sure that this is correct. Let's go to here. Let's go to make sure this is right. I knew that was gonna happen. All right, so let's go to all right, so let's go to here. All right, so I'm just not, all right, cool, I'm not muted. Let's go to, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, all right? Oh, look at that, look at that. So this was Alexis G who merged the pull request, and we have our new layout of the Poopy Pants app. Click on, and we still get a quote. Look at that, look at that. Shout out to Alexis G who merged her very first pull request as a tech barbarian. With that being said, it is time to celebrate. You know, and I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna throw this comment up, right? Just so we can celebrate together. So everyone clap it up for Rod Juice and Herbs, aka Alexis G.
Ain't believing us.
Oh yeah!
Awesome job. Awesome job. Very proud of you. Great work as always. All right. So now that that's out of the way, had to celebrate my people for them doing some amazing work. So let's get into the comments, and let's get into the chat, and then we'll get to work. All right. So your car is trying to call out for Mitch. Mitch, where are you, Mitch? Where are you, Mitch? Please come home. Please come home, Mitch. Please come home. Let's see. What else we got? Your car says the tech Pookies are in the building. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's see. What else we got? It says your car says when he gets here early, your car's like gets to school like half an hour early, and he's just sitting in the class waiting for people to come. It's like, why is no one? Why? How come everyone shows up late? It's I get you, your car. I get you. I see. I'll be here. Why is this thing blocking? Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta move this a little bit. All right. There we go. I don't want to do that. All right. Car says, let me move this too. I see. I'll be the one early to the meeting and making sure you guys and gals have donuts and coffee. Thank you, your car.
I appreciate you.
And let's see. Your car says, I got you. No jelly-filled donuts, though. That's way too much sugar for the tea. That looks like Gears of War, Ralph. What looks like Gears of War? Did I miss something? Says, I stay away from the sugar. Insulin resistance. Yeah, sugar's not good for you. Sugar's not good. Says, Ralph took a shot of whiskey before. What's going on? Am I missing something? Let's see. Your card says, we don't miss. All right. And your car says the hashtag tech pookies are the Illuminati of the tech mercenaries. Oh my goodness. We got Maddox in the building. Says, hello team. Please hit the like button. Help the channel grow. Help the word get out, because we do some amazing stuff here, right? Car says, I just want to be successful. You know what? I want everyone to be successful, but I think some people, they they get in their own way. They get in the way of their own success, which is super, super unfortunate. Let's see. Who's the tech barbarian about to get put on a pip? Alexa says, hopefully not me. It's I don't know. You know, I don't know. I might have to spill. I might have to spin the wheel of pips, right? Pips, the wheel of pips. You know, that'd be a pretty cool concept. You know, but you guys know how I like to say it. If you put yourself on a pip, nobody else can put you on a pip, right? So I'm just saying. It says it's price gauging, not price gouging. Sorry, I apologize. Let's see. I don't know what your car is no diddying to. Maybe I said something. So let me check the poll. Because I really want to know, would you rather be gaslit or gaslighted, whatever the term is? What is the past tense of gas? Now I gotta know. What is the past tense of gaslight? The past tense verb of gaslight is gaslighted or gaslit. I like gaslit better. I should have put gaslit, but it is what it is. Your car says, I'm not voting. He's like, I don't want neither. I'm not voting. I'm not going. Your car, like, here's the thing. You could not be brainwashed, but you can always be gaslit, right? So you cannot accept it and you cannot fall for it, but you'll always be gaslit. I mean, people, come on, your car. Let's see. It says you can't make me. Where is Mitch? I need backup. It says IT is still in its beginning, and the more cyber attacks like ransomware and phishing will make companies see the need to hire a proper IT team. More companies are bare bone in IT. That's the problem. That is true. And if you like, after reading and watching the video on the company that got hacked that has access to all this data, you would be shocked. I was shocked. Like, why does this company have all this data? This is so crazy. But the thing is, right, a lot of the data that they took is kind of public data in a sense, you know. But it's totally crazy. It is totally crazy. We got Alexis celebrating as well. Uh-oh. Reinforcements have arrived. Mitch says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to you, Mitch. Mitch, oh my God. I have to apologize to you, Mitch. I'm going to take some accountability here. I have to apologize. Mitch, the show was a long show yesterday. It was great topics, I understand, but you probably should have been on the other channel shooting Jays from 35 feet in the Olympics. I'm just saying, Mitch. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. You probably should have ducked out yesterday around 11 and go hang out with the other channel, because it would have been. I'm just saying, Mitch. I'm just saying. You know, your car says it's 3 p.m. in Jersey, where the is Mitch. Mitch has arrived. Your car, Mitch has arrived. There he is. Says, are you paying for subs? What? No, I can't, Mitch. I can't afford it. I can't afford to pay for subs, all right? It's just, you know, when you show up, Mitch, the party gets started and everybody wants to get the ball rolling. But I apologize to you, Mitch. Please forgive me. All right. We got Tara in the building. Welcome, Tara. How have you been? So happy to see you. Mitch says, I'm handing out bananas and botinas free of charge for anyone grinds my gears today. I have absolutely no idea what those are. Maybe it's something in Jersey. And Alexa says, the ladies are killing it. They are. It's like your car. Relax. Let's see. Anything else? Mrs. Mitch is late. Oh, we're not gonna read that. Hit the cash. Mitch is like, I'm not entertaining this. We're not having it. We are not having it. All right. Let's see. It says, don't make Ralph put them hands on you. Oh, do I have to bring out the hands? Do I have to bring out the hands? All right. Your car asked for the hands. Let me get the hands out. All right. So, jab, cross. Oh yeah. Look at that. Your car asked me to bring out my hands. Hands came out. There we go. You and him, I'll beat him in his own sport. Which says, I picked brainwash, and your car said you'd rather be brainwashed over gaslit, Mitch. Interesting. Your car said he would rather be gaslit if he had to pick one. Let's see. I've been followed. Yes, Tara is awesome. I appreciate, you know what, Tara?
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I wish you the best success. Hopefully we get to chat a little bit. We get to chat soon. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Says, you don't know what that is. Wow. I have absolutely no idea what that is. I have absolutely no idea. If somebody could fill me in, what is a botina? I have no idea. Sorry. Let's see. I am a fraud. Maybe this is AI Ralph talking, and the real Ralph knows what a botina is. But if I knew it, if I knew what it is, then my AI would know what it is. So sorry. All right. So here we are. We are. You go take that. Let me check the poll. Let me stop messing with you guys. All right, let's see. What's the poll like? What is the poll like right now? Where's my poll? We are at 5 votes, and so one person said brainwash, and 4 people said they'd rather be gaslit or gaslighted. Interesting. Mitch, let me know in the chat, and I'll read it during our first break. Why do you want to be brainwashed instead of gaslit? And if you, for whichever one you voted for, right? Let me know in the chat. Why did you pick one over the other? I'm just curious. I am just curious why one over the other, right? But we're going to get to work, right? So, let me start our first timer for tonight.
It's time to do.
And I always want to highlight something that we're going to be getting into in a few weeks, maybe. And that's microservices. What exactly are microservices, right? So it's interesting because as I was starting this course at my company, the one that I work at, we use microservices, right? But I would always hear the term, and I couldn't really grasp it 100% what was meant by microservices. I understood the infrastructure of how things work, but I could never grasp the term of like why like what are they referring to by actually microservices? So I started this course, right? And as they're introducing the course, they're talking about microservices, and I'm like, oh, and now I'm thinking back to how because I'm thinking about to the company, I'm like, oh, the way this infrastructure is set up, that's what is meant by microservices. And it's directly related to like using Docker, Kubernetes, and stuff like that. So what I want to do is let's read together like an AI review from Google. I guess it's from Google's Gemini about what exactly microservices are, and then we can go back and give some additional. I can give some additional insight in what I'm understanding now. Right. So get some water first. So let's switch screens. So microservices is a software development approach that breaks larger applications into smaller independent parts called services. These services are self-contained and autonomous, and they communicate with each other using APIs or messaging protocols. Each service is owned by a small team and is typically organized by business capability. Microservices are often used to speed up application development and make them easier to scale. Some benefits include agility. It's easier to manage bug fixes and feature releases. Small, focused teams. Smaller teams promote great agility. Scalability. Services can be scaled independently. Microservices can also help with resiliency. Microservices can provide resiliency through retries and failovers when services fail. Policies, controls, and compliance. Microservices can enforce policies, controls, and compliance across any environment, right? So that is in general what a microservice is. So now if we break it down a little bit more practically, think about you have a web application, right? You have a website. If we use this, for example, right? So this application has an API. So it has an API where it's storing the quotes in a database, and it's pulling the quotes from that database to display on the front end. But the way that it is currently built is just a Express application, and it has the API calls that it's making to Mongo, and then the website is using to pull the data from there, right? Now when it comes to the microservices, which is probably like it's probably like, well, it's not probably, it is how we're going to be moving it towards in the future. And now that I'm thinking about it too, it's probably a lot cheaper doing it this way as well, because we can have one Elastic container service where it has the whole cluster for the application, but then you have a container that's a container for the API. You have a container for the UI, and let's say we have a container that's like just for the quotes, right? Where it has the API for the quotes, where it's updating it, pulling it, or updating it, creating, like adding a new quote, like posting a new quote, retrieving the quote, getting a random quote, and then you have another container that's just for the UI. So you can have a team working on the UI, you can have a team working on the API, and like whatever changes that is happening on the API, it doesn't affect like those changes are not going to impact the code base of the UI. However, if the API team makes a breaking change in their code base, now that would affect the other team, right? But it's not that the other team is like the code from one is going to affect the code from the other one. It's like they're independent, and they use each other to communicate and pull data, send data, things like that. So you could have an admin section as one microservice where you can go in there, make your changes, like where you have people who have certain access to it. You can have the front end where everyone is able to access it, and that is another microservice. You can have the API for the quotes, that's another microservice. You can have the API for the users, like your user management. If let's say you're going to store user data, that's another microservice. So all the components are separated, they're independent, can be worked on separately, but they all come together so that they can, so that you have like one application, but with a tons of little microservices and that way you separate. So now there's no there's no serious dependency issues. Everything can run independently, and then they just communicate with each other through APIs. So in general, like that's what the microservices are. As we continue going through Docker and DevOps, we're going to actually be seeing how these microservices work. We're going to be actually using them. And then as we build applications, we're going to start gearing more towards the microservices approach, and that's towards everything in one pot. Now everyone is relying on each other. If I release something and I have to wait for the front end to be ready for me to be able to release something, things like that, right? So those are the confusions that we avoid with the whole microservices spot, all right? So that is a high level overview of what microservices are. So just keep that in mind, especially like if you're getting into tech, if you're in development, if you're in QA, very, very important, because think about this, like you're applying for a company and they are using microservices, right? So that means that you might end up on a team that is working on one part of the application, and you never really get to interact with a whole other part of the development of the application, because there are many, like there can be many teams for, and like as a new microservice is getting put together, the company might be hiring a company might be hiring a new team to work on that microservice. So very important to be able to articulate that as well, right? This is why we do this here, so that you can start having these ideas and concepts, things to look into, because it's one thing to, you know, be able to go and like, oh, let me go and take some course or some boot camp where I'm going to do software engineering. I'm going to be able to do QA. And then let's say you're doing some QA boot camp, and then they're like, all right, so read these documentations, learn about the different types of QA testing, or like whatever it is that they teach in these boot camps, right? But it doesn't really grasp the concept. So now let's say you're on a boot camp with 100 people, right? And now everybody's doing the same thing. You're not actually learning the core concepts of software development, which I think that my belief is you become 100 times better QA or software engineer, whatever it is, if you actually understand the concepts of software development. And knowing, so now you're understanding, okay, this is what a microservice is. This is what merging is and Git is and everything like that. So, and actually getting your hands on it. So now when you're actually building something, you're like, oh, okay, so now this part is segmented here, this part is segmented there, instead of, you know, everyone testing out some fake website where there's honestly, there's no connection to it on what you're learning and why you're learning it. You know, so that's why like I'm very focused on the technology part of it. Let's say you're a QA engineer, right? If you understand the technology behind it, you're going to start thinking of ways to approach testing it, right? If you're a software engineer, if you understand the technical aspects of it, the technical concepts of it, then you're going to approach ways to, in your design and your implementation, you're going to think about that, right? So that's why we spend so much time actually doing the work, not only talking about it, but actually doing it. And that's why we'll spend the whole stream last week going through these Docker commands. Even though like you might not understand exactly, but now once you start going through it, you start using Docker yourself, you start like seeing these commands in action, you're like, oh, okay, this is starting to make more sense to me. Because for me, if I'm interviewing somebody, and if let's say like we'll stick with QA, if I'm interviewing somebody for QA and they're able to tell, like they say that they've used Docker and they articulate the way that they've used it, they don't have to be an expert. I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. I see you're forward thinking, and I see that you're going to take what you know and you're going to apply it to the work that you do for the organization. You know, so that's like why I always emphasize so heavy on these different type of things. All right. So with that being said, we are going to back to this, and I was looking through this. There were some Docker commands that I've never used. You know what I mean? So let me see. I'll blur it out, your car, no biggie. Let's see. We'll take care of that. Let's see. All right, so we are here, and so let's go back to, I think we got over to, let's see. So I'm going to open up Docker. And so we're going to do all of this. Let me see. What screen should I use? Let me go to all right, let me do it like that. Pre-mode. All right, we're good. So let's go to, we're going to use this screen over here. And I am going to open up terminal, bring it over here. We're going to zoom in. And I think we did it like this last time. Let's go here and we shall bring that over here. That's too big. All right. And let's go like that. Oh. And like that. All right, cool. So let's do a Docker PS. So right now, Docker PS, what does Docker PS do? Docker PS will show you what running containers you have. We have currently no running containers. So we're going to do, so let me see, do I have the commands here? Did we go through those? So we have Docker PS is the same as Docker container ls, right? So if we do Docker container ls, nothing, right? So Docker PS-A, we have, these are all the ones that we used last week, right? So we are going to, let's start them up. Let me see. Let's see, we got to, well, let me see. We have, well, let's start one of them up, right? Because we were able to run them this way, but how do you start up the container, right? So we're going to do Docker start, and then we're going to start up the tech-pookie one. So now it's running. If we were to go to on what port? I don't see. Ooh, thought it was gonna rain. I don't see the port. Where's the port? Status port. Am I blind? Oh, wait a sec. Ah, Docker PS. So it's running on port 5056. So if we go here and we do localhost colon here, and that says healthy true. Why does it say healthy true? What did, let me see. Okay, yeah, that's correct. So healthy true. And if we were to start up this one, Docker start, do Docker PS on port 0. So we do localhost. That's also Java. Which one is not Java? Let's do one that's not Java. Let's go to awesome pair. Docker start. So what we're doing here is because we had the what do you call it? Because we had these created from last week, and we can just start them back up. And once you start them back up, they're all going, like, they're just going to, you know, wherever they left off. So this one is port 5054. And this one says Python. Message hello world Python. And let's just do one for Java, or for JavaScript. This one for Node. Let's do objective Von. And then we do Docker PS. And this is how you get familiar with these commands, because you just do them over and over and over again, because so Docker localhost 53 JavaScript, right? So there that goes. So now let's move on to, I think we did all of these. Yeah, we got all the way up to here. So pull MySQL. So what is the pull is going to do? The pull a Docker image from the repository. So instead of just starting the application by doing the run command, because the run command, it'll do a pull and it'll actually start the application. The pull is just only going to pull the image from the registry, right? So if we do, let's clear that out. We do Docker images. Let's see. Gotta clean this up, but we have hello world. We have the one that we're building here. We have Mongo, we have Jenkins, but we don't have MySQL, right? See, there's no MySQL. What we are going to do is Docker pull MySQL. So now it's downloading all the different layers that makes the MySQL image. And so let's do a quick search. Go to So let's read real quick how Docker images are layered. All right, so let's go over here. Why aren't you going? I think I know why.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let me see. I should go. Figure that out later. All right, cool. So let's go to break, and then we'll take a look at how MySQL, like how Docker images are layered, because that's pretty important for us to understand as part of this, right? But first, I'm gonna read the chat, and then we're gonna talk about something real quick, right? Something I really don't want to talk about, but I have to, because maybe it'll help you as well. But yeah, so let me go to the chat, see what we got going on. Let me see what my poll is, by the way. So my poll is that, how many people voted? 7 votes, and 14% of the vote has said that they would rather be brainwashed, and 86% says they would rather be gaslighted or gaslit, whatever the proper term is. Then, so yeah, and I'm kind of with the 86% on this one, right? So let's get into the chat, and then we're going to have a little topic of conversation, and then we will get to our next segment with that. That's so cool, so cool. All right, let's see. All right, so your car says there's one side that is brainwashed and the other side is gaslit. Tough. And Mitch says he would rather be brainwashed because I don't really know what's true and what's not. Gaslit. I know I'm being gaslit, but I go along with it anyways. You don't have. Do you have to go along with it if you're being gaslit? Like, because if somebody says you're gaslighting me, they know they're not going along with it, but they're just like annoyed that they're being gaslit, right? That's my thought. But I understand. I understand what you're saying though, because if you're brainwashed, you don't know that you're brainwashed. You know. We have Jason Lee in the building. Says, I feel like if I am gaslit, I know I'm being gaslit. If I'm brainwashed, I'm unaware of it. There you go. That's what I was just saying. That is what I was just saying. You know, it's, and I think people hate to be gaslit as well, right? Let's see what else we got. So Yakar says, I see you are thinking of it in from overall data aspect where the most data wins. Therefore, the brainwash choice gives you the most data. The gaslit only gives you a section of the data, a sector of the data. And it says, they can trigger me, but they will never be able to figure me out. Let's see. He said, you can play dumb to win. You're sick. Yakar says, let's build an app that synchronizes restaurants and Tinder matches to those restaurants for dates. So the matches can plan dates, but you basically use their Tinder data to choose. That sounds scary, Yakar. That sounds scary. Can the AI clone go on the date though? Let's see. It says, if that's the Adidas logo, make it more obscure. You need license to use the actual logo on your app. Yeah, that's no problem. That's not a big deal. What if I'm wearing what if I'm wearing an Adidas t-shirt on the app? Interesting. Stop the show. We got Darcel in the building. He says, I would rather be gaslit. Being brainwashed is me not having a choice. Being gaslit, I see the BS. That's a good point. And I have to play the for Darcel because he is in the great state of Georgia. He says, hi, I'm still alive. Darcel be getting ghost on us. Darcel, how are your studies going? You know, whenever we see you, we have to ask, how are your studies going? Is everything going well with you? Hopefully you are making progress on your goals as always. Let's see. It's just like, do I know you? So funny. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what else we got. Docker docs, what goes on docs? That is a very, very good point, Yakar. That is a very, very, I never thought about that. Shout out to Yakar with that amazing connection.
We the best.
That's a great one. That is a great one. Let's see. No love. Like, Yakar, like, no, is there no love in this world? Is there no love in this world? Cross. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, Yakar, put out the Superman emoji in the chat. Put the Superman emoji in the chat. All right. I'm just saying containers. Let's see. It says, you didn't try, so don't put me down. My analogy was absolutely awesome. I loved it.
Let's get it.
All right. So let me stop right here. Let's get into this topic real quick, right? And then I'll continue. So where is our break time topic of conversation? Stop looking for friends and allies. What? All right, put a 5-minute timer on this one. So, what does this mean? What do I mean by stop looking for friends? Well, I don't. All right, this is gonna sound. Oh my god, this is gonna sound terrible. This is gonna sound so bad. But oh well. Oh well. If you are not where you want to be in life, right? If all the things that you thought you were going to do, you have not done them, you're not able to do them, there's no, like, you don't even see them inside anymore. Stop looking for a shoulder to lean on. Stop looking for, don't sing the song Lean on Me. Don't look for friends. Don't look for allies. Don't look for somebody to complain to. Work. Do what you have to do to get to where you want to be. Like, people need to put their feelings and their emotions aside, because the problem is that we're looking for people to feel sorry for us, and we're not actually looking to win. And I don't think people should feel sorry for people, right? To put it bluntly, people should not feel sorry for people. If you made bad decisions in your life, right? Now, if there's something that happened to you out of your control, totally different, right? You can have sympathy, empathy, whatever, right? But if you specifically made terrible choices in your life, and now you want to go and cry and complain about what whoever is holding you down from the bad choices that you made, no, don't buy it. You need to work. You need to dig yourself out of that hole. What if the hole is too deep? Well, so if the hole is too deep, right? There are tons of people out there who are willing to throw down, to put down a ladder to help you climb out of it, to throw down a rope to help you to climb out, whatever, right? But instead of taking these opportunities, you just want to sit in the bottom of the hole and look at the people who are up and says, oh, my life is so miserable. My life is so miserable. My life is so freaking miserable.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I've realized that the people, Mitch, don't hate me for saying this, but the people who like to complain a lot, they like to hang with people who like to complain a lot, because it's like they're sitting in a broken down car together complaining about them sitting in a broken down car and not going anywhere. So now when someone who is in a car that is actually working is like, hey, are you guys okay? You guys just sitting in this broken down car. Do you need some help? And they're like, and now, so somebody comes out there to like try to help you, give you, and you're like, well, it would be nice if my car wasn't broken down. Well, do you need a jump? Do you need a tow? Well, I just feel so bad about my car being broken down, and I feel terrible that I can't get it to move. Well, I'm trying to help you, but they just want to complain. They just want to complain. They just want to complain. And now the people who are in the movers, the shakers, they're like, well, do you want my help or not? Like, what? I don't care. Like, I don't care about your car being broken down. I just care about, well, I kind of care about, do you want it fixed or not? If you don't want it fixed, then I'm going to keep going and I'm going to move on with my life. And that's my observation that I see from many people. And I'm just going to throw this in there as well. Depending on what you study and the level of education you go to, sometimes I feel, I could be totally wrong because this is based off observation and feelings. Sometimes it seems like the higher you go for the worse degrees, the more that you want to sit around in the broken down car and complain of why you're not getting anywhere, while the people who maybe like they went to school for a specific
Get a
purpose,
move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
How dare you?
uncalled for. That was uncalled for, right? But the people who like they're just out there getting it, like they had to build it on their own. They don't sit and worry about everything that might or might not be against them. They're like, well, whatever is put in my way, I'm going to crush it. I'm going to knock it out of the park. It is not going to affect me. And that is the mentality that I like to be around, that I like to work with. But if you're going to complain and boohoo, whine and cry, shout out to the Black conservative perspective. Always saying boohoo, whine and cry. But I was watching a murder today. But if you're just going to like just like have a pity party, then I will not be showing up to that party. And for the people that I associate with, I will tell them, hey, if you want to show up to the pity party, that's your choice, but it behooves you to not do so, right? That's my thought. That's just throwing that out there, right? So stop looking for friends and allies. Go out there and win. Go out there and every arena that you're in, find the people who are going to push you. If you're not where you want to be, stop looking for friends. All right? Actually, look, if you're not where you want to be, don't look for friends. Look for enemies, because your enemies push you to be better. See, there you go. There you go. Look for enemies. Very weird advice, but look for enemies. I'm just saying. You know, I make up enemies sometimes. I can have the best relationship with a person, but I'm saying, you know what? For this moment in time, you're going to be my enemy because there's something that I want to accomplish, all right? Weird. I know I'm weird. I'm one of those weird people, but it is what it is. It is what it is, all right? Let's go and let's check the chat. We'll get back to work. So let's see. Mitch says, definitely not. That analogy was certified trash. What? Come on, Mitch. Come on. Was actually worse than when Ralph tries, and that's hard to do. Bruh. That, you know, Mitch, if I had feelings, that would have hurt them. All right. That would have hurt my feelings if I had them. But, you know, thank God I do not have any. Right. You see, Mitch will not break my confidence. He won't let me ride the Lambo. Didn't forget. Hashtag never forget. You know, I hear your car. I hear you. Mitch, did you go back and listen to the Lambo thing? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Says, on a serious note, has anyone noticed a slow in the internet overall? Oh, so sometimes. I can't really put I don't know. My internet here is kind of weird, so I really couldn't say. My whole life I had to battle bad internet, so let's see. Mitch says he has noticed a slow internet. Interesting. Maybe we're under attack. Let's see. Maybe I'm uploading too many videos. Maybe I'm slowing down the internet with the amount of videos I'm uploading. It says, Ralph, I can't shoot 35 feet on that is way too far. I'm just saying, Mitch. I'm just throwing that out there, Mitch. I'm just throwing it out. It says the people are with Mitch. Hurts. I got another vote. So 12% now say brainwashed. 88% says gaslit or gaslighted. Let's see. we got the Mitch emojis in the chat. Shout out to Mitch. Shows love by talking. That's his love. That's a good one. Want to get something to eat after I talk crazy. That's my oh my God, you guys are too funny. All right, let's see. Says, and when Mitch rides by in his Lambo, they start hating because they don't want to work hard. You know, Exactly. You know. All right, let's see. It says, Ralph, they are scared to go against you. I know nobody's scared of me. Come on, nobody is scared of me. All right, let's see. He just rides in $5 tax. Oh my gosh. Shout out to, who do we got? We got a new member gifted by your car, Alex. Shout out to your car as always. Welcome. Make sure if you get gifted a membership by your car, you thank your car. Shout out to you, your car, always.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's get to our second segment. We're going to continue with this. So we want to see what exact. Got a bomb. Look at your car. What are you? Get your car. Shout out to you again, your car.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's get to it. Let's put up another 20 minutes.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so is this working yet? Why? All right, let me fix this. Sometimes these buttons just. Okay, so somehow these buttons unassign themselves sometimes. All right, so we were going to talk about, so I want to talk about what are Docker images made of, right? Let me go over here. So Docker images are made up of layers. So let's read this and then I'll show you what I mean over here, right? Docker images are made up of layers, which are read-only sets of file systems changes that are stacked on top of each other. Each layer represents a change to the image, such as an addition, deletion, or modification. When you create a Docker file, you typically start with a base image and add instructions by one to customize it. Each instruction in the Docker file creates a new layer with a unique identifier. Here's how layering works. After each layer is downloaded, it's extracted into its own directory on the host file system. When you run a container from an image, a union file system is created where layers are stacked on top of each other. This creates a new and unified view. Layers are immutable, so they can be reused between images. For example, if you update application code without changing dependencies, Docker can reuse the layers containing the unchanged dependencies. This allows for efficient caching, which means that subsequent builds require less time and resources. When you create a new container, you add a new writable layer on top of the underlying layers. This layer is often called the container layer. All changes made to the running container, such as writing new files, modifying existing files, and deleting files, are written to this layer. All right. So that is what the container is. Let's see. Let's go over here. So when you take a look at so this is a layer. So it's pulling each layer, so that once everything is done, you have a new image that's downloaded. Let me see if I can show. Well, we'll get to the whole Docker file at some point, but just understand that the Docker file that creates the image is what is controlling the layers that are being built. All right. So let's continue with. So now I'm learning some new commands here because I didn't know. So I can actually search for a image. So let's say you have a long registry, right? So let's say we do Docker images. So we have all these images over here, right? So we can search it. So we do Docker image or Docker search MySQL. And so here we are, we're searching Docker images in a registry. So download from a registry. So, and this is searching the Docker images in a registry. So that is going to be looking at the Docker hub. So if we go to hub.docker.com, and we search for MySQL, we should get a similar result, right? Maybe not in the same order, but we see like MySQL here, MySQL, Percona, MariaDB, PHP MyAdmin, Circle CI MySQL, right? So this is like you're searching locally here, which I didn't know that I could do that, right? I didn't know I could do a Docker search on that end. Clear this out, but yeah, I can do Docker search MySQL, and it'll show you all the different MySQLs that are available to you. Very cool stuff. So let's keep going. Docker, so show the history of a Docker image. So let's do that. Let's clear that out. Docker images. And if we take this one and we do Docker image history, let's go here and we do colon 0.0.1.release. And it shows us the history of this container. It was created, so this layer of it, I guess, or however they want to, or this image of it, was created 2 years ago. It's very small. An update was made to it like 2 years ago. They added this 2 years ago from this Docker file. This is just giving you the history of the Docker container. Let's see what else. So you can also do history of the image. So let's say clear Docker images, and you take the ID. Let's say we take the ID of this one, right? And you do history, and we put the image ID. Oh, forgot Docker. Oops. Docker history, image ID. And that gives you the history of that particular image ID. Let's see, inspect, we can do the same thing. Clear, inspect. I keep forgetting, all right, Docker inspect. And now that gives you all the details of that, image that was built. And then you can do a remove command. Docker remove, or Docker image remove. And now that removes all the layers for that image. And that's why you see all of this here, because all the layers that were downloaded for that image are also removed. And we can also remove this image over here. However, we're gonna get an error if we try, because we do not have because it's being used by a container. So let's try that out, right? So we do Docker image. Oops. So let's say they want to take the Java one, right? We're gonna get an error, or at least we should. Docker image remove. I'm gonna put the 0.0.1.release. And so yeah, it's not able to remove it because it's being used by a container, right? So in order to remove it, we're gonna have to get rid of the container first. So let's do clear, oops, Docker. So let's see. So we have our Docker, the Java one. Where's the Java one? So Java. So let's get rid of. Let's do this command, right? The Docker image remove. So not Docker. We're gonna do Docker container rm but we're gonna get an error because it's running. So let's do docker stop, and we're gonna put the container ID. Now docker so now that container is removed. So let's try to delete the image again, right? For Java. Still can't do it because it's still in, so there's another one that's used. So let's get rid of that too. Docker container RM. That again. Container. So this container is also running. So we're going to do docker stop and put that. And then we're going to do remove again. So now that's removed. So let's try again to. So let's try to remove again. We still can't remove, but why can't we remove? Why can't we remove? Well, if we do a docker ps-a to get all the containers, we can see that even though, look at 1, 2, 3, even though there's no containers that are running Java here, the fact that there's containers that still exist that are running that have the Docker Python Java one, that's why it's not going to delete. So we have to go back into docker ps-a, look for the ones that are using Java like this one. So let's do docker. So we don't have to put the word container because Docker defaults to containers. So by just putting docker rm and then the container name is going to get rid of it, right? Same thing with this one. So, and I think there's one more. Let me see. Java, there's actually two more. So we did that. We did this one. All right, so we have all those. So now if we do a docker ps-a, we do not have any Java sticking around over here, right? So we should be able to do docker image remove let's go, or let's go back up. Let's clear this out too. So let's go to docker image remove in 28 minutes. Hello world Java. And it's gone. So that image is gone. Or yeah, that image is gone out of there, right? Did I do image? Okay, yeah. So we were trying to do this one, so that's gone. So we did this. I never paused a running container before, so let's try that. Clear docker ps. So if we were to go to the Python one, oops. All right. So if we were to do, what is this command? Docker container pause with a given, all right, so docker container pause. Let's put the right amount of space, boom. So that means this is paused. So if we go here and we refresh, it should not work. Oops. Let's go here. So you see it's not loading. right? So it's just spinning, it's paused. So now if we go back to unpause, and we go back over here, and it's before I could even, so let's do this, right? Let's go here, pause, refresh, it's spinning, no one in sight, unpause, and it's there right away, you know? So it stopped it and then it brought it back. All right, so we are here in stop container. We already did that, but we're gonna do it again. Docker stop. So if we do Docker, you know what? Let's do one more thing because I want to see this, right? So let's go, well, let me see, Docker. Let's do a start on the same one. So we got that. And if we go and we look at over here, refresh, it's there, right? What I want to do is say, all right, so Docker PS, we have this one running, and we're going to do so we're going to do pause. Okay. So we have that. And so now if we do Docker PS, so oh, look at that, pause, right? So it's still there. And so now, so it's running, but it's paused. I wonder how it looks in the, let me see. So on Docker Desktop, I try to avoid using Docker Desktop, but in Docker Desktop, we have, so it says that it's paused, and everything else is running and exited and stuff like that, all right? So now if we go to Docker unpause, or just go up and do it. Unpause, and we do Docker PS, and it's not paused anymore, right? And now we do Docker, so go up, stop, Docker PS, not running at all, right? So very, like, it seems so basic, like very basic concepts, but these are super, super important things to learn, to get into tech, to actually be able to make an impact, right? Very, very important stuff, I must say. Let's see. All right, so we did that, we did all that. Container stop, container inspect. So let's inspect this container. Let's clear Docker PS. Let's do Docker, or Docker container inspect, put the here. And this is just going to give you all the details for the container that you're running, that you got running, in case you need any particular information from them. Docker PS. And you, like, every time you see me use the container ID, you can also use the name of the container. So Docker. I could just do Docker. I don't think I need to put the word container in there. Docker inspect, and then objective on, boom, same information, all right? Next up, we have remove all stopped Docker containers, right? So Docker PS. So all stopped Docker containers. So we have these are Docker containers we got running. And we have this Jenkins one that is here. Do I want to remove it? I don't think I want to remove it. I'm not removing that. I'm not going to do the Docker prune because remove all stopped containers. No, I'm not doing that because I actually need those containers for especially this one. So I'm not going to do Docker prune, but it would remove all these containers pretty much. Though whatever's not running it would remove it. But we're probably going to be using the Jenkins soon, so I don't want to do the Docker prune. Let's see Docker system. Docker system is Docker system info. Let's see. Oh, wait, what? Docker system info. So what? Detailed system info. That's a lot of information.
Lunch break, lunch break.
So what does Docker system show you? It doesn't show you much. This is show Docker system information. It's not showing any system information, but if we do Docker system def, show you the disk space that's being used. Interesting. I did not know about that one. Cool. I'm learning a lot. I am learning a lot. All right, break time. Let's go to break. Let's go to break. All right. So let's check the chat. Let me see. How's my, so 12% said brainwashed. 88% said they'd rather be gaslighted or gaslit instead of brainwashed. I hear that. I agree. I'd rather be gaslit because I know I'm being gaslit and I can like say, no, you're a fool. But if I'm being brainwashed, I am totally out of there, right? Let's see. So the car says that Mitch knows what Tech Coach Ralph did last summer. That's not good. That is not good. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's get into this real quick, right? Because I was wondering, how do you guys feel about if the government was to use AI to make things more efficient so that there wouldn't be pretty much more government employees would have to go out into the public sector. So I'm just gonna play this a little bit. All right, let me set this up. Just wanted to play a little clip. Let's go to here. And while this clip might be more of a Saturday morning clip, right? I think this part of this conversation that this congressperson is speaking about very much relates to a lot of the stuff that we talk about in software, right? So let's go to here and we're going to go to, so this is going to be, where is my thing? We're going to go with, boom. Should the government use AI? Should the government use AI? So let's watch this real quick. AI tax collectors. So your car says AI tax collectors, RoboCop. Let's see. So let me move this out of the way so I can be able to go to where I want to go to in this. This was 3107. All right, cool. Let me get rid of that. Minority Report. All right. So let's go to. Can't see this. Give me a second. Let's go here. All right.
Of road maintenance. Here's actually one that's fascinating. They actually sort of came up with this crazy idea of how to get hydrogen to businesses. You know, we've been talking about how we want to have hydrogen as one of our additional energy sources. And hydrogen is fairly efficiently made with natural gas and electrolysis. Well, instead of building a big electrolysis center, their model is you already have a gas line to your business. We'll just build a piece of equipment right there where you can convert it right there and burn the hydrogen in your facility. There's brilliant disruptions coming that will grow this economy, that will actually help us make government smaller. So we have a piece of legislation, and I don't know if I'll ever get a hearing on it around here, but we should. The Pentagon the GAO just announced what, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, 8th year in a row, the Pentagon is unauditable. Okay. They can't audit it. They have no idea what the inventories are, all the things we should know in an audit. Why do we tolerate that? Why isn't this body losing its mind over something like that? Just from a national security standpoint, how do you know maybe they need more, maybe they need less, maybe you have too much of something? We don't know. But you walk around campus here, and there's all sorts of people in uniforms and all sorts of people from defense contractors saying, we need more of this. How do we know? We can't audit you. Turns out that a couple of the biggest and a couple of small ones, audit companies, CPA companies, compliance companies, have come up with audit AI, artificial intelligence that crawls through the books, crawls through the inventories, crawls through the asset list. You could use AI to audit the Pentagon. And if that works, you could use AI to look for fraud in Medicare, Medicaid, and other programs. How about durable equipment fraud that you read about so often? You could use AI for that. Right now, there's been an experiment, and I haven't gotten the final report how well it worked, but when you called the IRS during this tax season, there's a very good chance the individual you were talking to was a chat GPT, a chat computer. And my understanding is the satisfaction was higher with talking to the AI because it stayed on the phone with you longer and would work through helping you fill out your form. Those are ways to use technology to make this government smaller. I've already done whole presentations on the morality of this government using its resources to cure diseases because it turns out it's really good economics. It's moral. The knockoff effects, what they call the second degree, third degree.
All right, so that was a little portion that I wanted to share, like using technology to, now is it going to be 100% accurate? It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's probably more accurate than the people who would be doing it, right? I'm just saying, should the government use AI in order to do whatever it is, like to audit themselves, to all this type of stuff, right? Should they introduce technology to be able to be more efficient, be more leaner, so that maybe our tax dollars are not, if you want to lower taxes, how about we use some technology to lower our taxes, right? How about we do that? How about that? Anyways, it's my thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. We're going to jump into a last quick segment where we're just going to finish off working on some stuff, right? But let me know what you think. Well, let me read the chat first. Let me read the chat, and then we'll go to whatever time we have left. We'll use that going through some more commands, right? So, let me see, get this off the screen. And your car is calling for an audit. This is what your car is saying, right? Your car, Mitch says, put some glasses on. This man, I'm trying to see the timestamps. They are so small on this thing. All right, let's see. So your car says, he's saying, you know what? If we as citizens are going to be audited, with the 88,000 IRS employees who are hired, due to some bill, I don't know, that was passed, which one of them hired 88,000 IRS agents. And to be looking at if you get over $600 in cash apps and stuff like that, Zells, to see why was it not reported? All right. So your car says audit the Fed Reserve, audit the IRS, audit the CIA. audit the FBI. Your car, you are asking for it. You are asking for it. And Mitch says, you know what? Just audit them all. Audit A through Z. If you have a what do they call it? An acronym or whatever, you need to get audited, right? So whoever has an acronym, you get audited, right? And your car says we would save trillions. We would save trillions. You know, I mean, maybe that'll put a dent in our $35 trillion in debt, right? And it says, I'm calling Comcast and saying 20 million times customer service. Well, so I don't think they would. Jason, I know they're not going to do it because guess what? Then they wouldn't be able to spend more money. They wouldn't be able to spend more money. Alexa says, AI audit, liking it so far. I like innovation. Says they would use AI against the people. They're like, you know what? We're not gonna use it to audit ourselves. We're gonna use it to audit you guys. So as you get your tax returns and stuff like that, we're gonna use AI to audit to see who should we go after in particular. But we're not gonna use it to audit ourselves. That makes a lot of sense. That makes it. You know what? Scratch the idea. Scratch the segment. Do I have a pen? All right. We're gonna do like Men in Black, and boom. We never spoke about it. All right. He says this is where they're gonna send those savings. That's fair point. All right. How much time we have left? We have 14. Oh my God. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to. I'm trying to think here. There's two things I want to do. I want to do a few more commands. And then let's have some fun with the AI clone at the end, right? So it is public, right? And let's go to, I don't know how long I'm going to keep it for, but I'm going to drop it in the chat. Go have a conversation with my AI clone, right? Oh, forgot the shortcuts don't work on this. So talk to my AI. I just dropped the link to the AI clone in the chat, but we're gonna have a conversation with it as we wrap up. So I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes. I'm gonna put this 5-minute timer up, and then we're going to play around with the AI clone. All right, AI clone. So let's see. I just put this 5-minute up, and let's go and spend some time on this. All right, let's do some more. So we're not doing the prune. We did the DF, which is this is so helpful to know. System info. We did look at that. Remove all unused Docker resources. Interesting. I'm not doing that either. Display the top resource consuming processes. All right, let me make this bigger. Display the top resources consuming processes of a Docker container with a given container ID or name. Docker top, and then you pass in the container ID or the name. Let's do that one. Docker PS. Let's do. These commands are so cool. I never knew these commands. This one says root. So index, so node. Index.j. What is actually using the top process? I guess the root. Let me see. Let me expand it some more. UID is root. So this is saying that the top resource consuming processes of a Docker container with a given container ID or name. So I guess only one resource, or this is the top resource, I guess. So, and here's the thing, right? With this stuff that we're doing here, whether you are like that's the thing, right? With this type of DevOps types work, if you are an AWS solutions architect, or like you pretty much have that certification, if you have an Azure certification, if you have a Google Cloud Platform certification, like I always tell you, the certifications are like they're great. Like you need, like a lot of times you need them to be able to get your foot in the door, but knowing how but this is the stuff that they're going to be looking for you to do. They're going to be looking for you to be able to set up the infrastructure, like where you have the what is this? Where you have your containers, where you have like to set up microservices, to set up certificates, to set up like the routing, the domain names, so many different things that are going to be super important. And that's why like I emphasize like getting hands-on with this type of stuff, because if you get a bunch of certifications, but you don't know how to actually navigate through these things, how to actually do them, how to use them, how to set them up, you're going to be like, you're going to be, you might get to the interview step, but then now when they're asking you these questions, oh, what do you like? How do you do this? How do you do that? You're like, oh, you're not too sure. You're not too confident. And that's why I say it's always so important that you take part in this stuff. All right. So let's go to, what do we got next? Docker stat. What does that one do? Docker stat, show live resources usage statistics of a Docker container with a given container ID. So let's do Docker stat, and then here, what? Docker stats. Okay. And that's telling us live resources usage statistics of a Docker container with given container ID. This one says run a Docker container with a Java Hello World application limited to 512 megabytes of memory. Let me copy this part. I never knew about the memory part, like how you could limit the memory. That's pretty cool. So that way it doesn't get unlimited resources. Let's see. All right. So we got, let's clear that out. Like this stuff right here, if you want to get into cloud engineering and stuff like that, like setting up services, so important. Like one of the most important things you're gonna learn, because Docker and Kubernetes now, they're ruling the world. So let's do, all right, let's do this one last one, and then we'll get to messing with the bot. All right, so Docker container run -p, let's do 5055 colon 5000, and then M for memory, 512 M, and then we're going to paste that. We run. We had already deleted that, so it's going to download the layers to put the image together. And it got started running on 512 megabytes. Let's see. This one is to do it detached, which I don't think we need to do that. Detached, we already seen detached work before. Let me open up another tab. Let's see, Docker system events. Let's see what that's going to do. So this is the same thing. So this is the same. This is the same. So here is going to get into, which this is the perfect spot to stop, because here we're going to get into actually building out building a Docker image. And what we can do is so next week we'll take a look at the Docker file that I have for the Poopy Pants application. And we'll also look at theirs, and we can see how that works, how that's constructed. And then we'll build the image, and then we'll run the app based off that image and all that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, let's go back to full screen. And let me take a look at the chat. Then we're going to mess around with this chat bot. All right. So let's see. Jason says I should shut up. It's too funny. Too funny. And Mitch says, you and the clone, beep the clone. And, oh my goodness, Mitch, what did the clone do to you? I understand that we have this, this love-hate relationship, right? But what did the clone do? What did the clone do to you? All right. And your car says, I've been talking to AI tech coach, Ralph, but he sucks. Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. And Alexis says, clone Ralph is very, very extra. Sometimes, I had to make the clone a little bougie. I had to make the clone a little bougie. I'm just saying. Let's get it. All right, so let's have some fun. We have 4 minutes. Let's have what do we want to talk about to the clone? All right, so let's go to here, and we're gonna go to here. So let's do. It says, I don't hate you, chump. Maybe. It says, I don't hate you, chump. Maybe you hate me. Mitch is sensitive. Who are you calling chump? Chump? I just love saying that. All right, let's have a phone. Let's call in to the bot. Right. So I don't know. What do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? So let me unmute the system audio. Let's see. So let's give a call.
Hi, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. How can I help?
Hey, Tech Coach Ralph. I was wondering, my friend Mitch, he says he wants to get into data engineering. What should he do to get into data engineering?
To get into data engineering, Mitch should start by learning key skills like SQL, Python, and data warehousing. Hands-on projects and internships in data analysis can also be valuable. He should focus on building a solid understanding of data pipelines and ETL processes. What's Mitch's background in tech so far?
Well, Mitch is already in data. I think he's a data analysis, but he wants to get more into the programming and data science, data engineering.
Got it. Since Mitch is already a data analyst, he should focus on learning Python and SQL for programming. He can also dive into tools like Apache Airflow and AWS Glue for ETL processes. Building hands-on projects and collaborating with data engineers will be crucial. What specific tools or languages is Mitch already familiar with?
So he's familiar with Python and stuff like that, but he's very sensitive and he has a temper issue sometimes, and he's always threatening people to catch these hands. Do you know what it means to catch these hands?
Yeah, catch these hands means he's ready to fight. It's crucial for Mitch to work on his interpersonal skills. Coding skills are great, but they won't be effective if he can't collaborate well with his team. How about we focus on strategies to help him manage his temper?
That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Is there anything like, what are your suggestions on how we can help him manage his temper?
Mitch should start by identifying triggers and practicing mindfulness techniques. Encourage regular physical activity like jujitsu, which can help manage stress. It's also crucial to develop strong communication skills and seek feedback from peers. Building a supportive environment at work can make a big difference. What specific challenges does Mitch face in his current role?
So I was also wondering, are there any like coaching groups that I can join that Mitch could join that'll help him with his skills for his technical skills?
Mitch could benefit from joining our coaching group at Tech Coach Ralph. We offer exclusive access to resume reviews, interview preparation, and hands-on projects to build real-world experience. It's a supportive community designed to help enhance technical skills and confidence. What specific areas does Mitch want to focus on?
Other than being a better person overall, I think he wants to focus on his Python skills.
Great. For Python, Mitch should work on real-world projects and join coding communities for feedback. He can also check out resources like Tech Coach Ralph's coaching group for hands-on experience and personalized guidance. What specific Python skills or projects is he interested in?
I don't know. I'll ask him, but thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime you need help, just reach out. By the way, what's a tech challenge you're currently facing? Let's tackle it together.
Thank you. I'm really afraid of catching those hands, so I think we'll have to figure that out first, but you have a good day.
Absolutely. Safety first. Take care and reach out anytime you need help with anything else. Have a great day.
Oh my God. That was something. That was something. Safety first. Oh my God. You know what? We got to wrap it up. Let me check the chat on the way out, but that was so much fun. That was so much fun. Jakar says that does not sound like you. But Jakar, I can put my AI clone to work, because if the AI clone can be available 24/7 recruiting people, that's gonna be pretty cool. That is gonna be pretty cool, even if it sounds like Zach Morris. What? You gotta admit, Zach Morris was pretty cool. Zach Morris was pretty cool. Saved by the Bell reference. Alexis, did you used to watch Saved by the Bell, Alexis? Are you old enough to know Saved by the Bell? I don't know. Let's see. Interpersonal skills. Yeah, good suggestions. Your card says, I quit. I can't do this anymore. Says, I wouldn't stand for this. See, everyone is see, AI clone Ralph is a lot more kind and patient than the real life Ralph. It's weird. It is weird. It says the clone Ralph is pushy. The clone Ralph wants you to win. It says trash. It says he's sassy, certified trash. Anyways, you guys go have a conversation with the clone. Mitch, I think the clone wants you to call in, have a conversation, try to work out some of those anger issues, because Mitch, everyone here wants you to win. Nobody wants to catch those hands. No one wants to catch those hands. Cross. Oh yeah, I love it. Anyways, we are out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Your car, my guy, truly appreciate you. Alexis, appreciate you as well. Great job today, Alexis. Shout out to Jason for showing up as well. Darcel, Maddox, all of you guys, really, really appreciate it. Oh, before we end, let me check the poll. So the poll in the poll right now, we have 88% said they would rather be gaslit. 12% says they would rather be brainwashed. All right, ending the poll, we have our poll results. See, there goes how polling, that's how polling works. That is how polling works. All right. Let me see. Anything else we got before we head out? Let me see. It says, Mitch definitely using jujitsu, beating you in your own sport. See, Mitch, did you not hear the conversation? You have to handle those anger issues, right? Come on, Mitch. Catch those hats. That means he's ready to fight. He's on the emphasis on fight. I gotta go listen back to that. I said, of course, Lisa Turtle was the it girl in the 90s. Shout out to Lisa Turtle. Let's see. It says, your question is, Lisa still cute till this day.
Let's get it.
Let's see. Get him, Mitch. Hilarious. Let's see what else we got. Anything else? It says he is scared. I'm terrified. I am terrified. I don't want those problems. I do not want those problems. Jason is good stuff. Appreciate you, Jason. And it says that will be you know it, bitch. You know, I might just have a clip every week, one-on-one with AI tech coach Ralph. That might be something. If you need a friend to listen to your problems, build you an AI clone. Everyone else, let's get to work, right? That's how I end it. That's my end. All right, we're out. We are out. Thank you guys. You know what? I have to ask you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. But before we head out, the question that we always have to ask is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am very, very well entertained. So much fun. And you guys know, if you see inflation, and if you think that is up now, once those price controls get into effect, it is going to be killer. Because so you already know that yesterday's price is definitely not today's price. And today's price, you can't even imagine what it's going to be tomorrow, right? You can't even imagine what's going to be tomorrow because
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
the price of the brick, bread, Kool-Aid, it's all going up, right? It's all going up. It is all going up. Inflation is here forever. With that being said, this is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.